Before wasting your time, we are going to share top 5 best 1440p gaming monitor. Number 5 on the list is KYY 15.6 UHD USB-C monitor. Comes with native 4K 3840x2160 Ultra Clear RESOLUTION 4x more pixels than FHD 15.6-inch IPS panel, providing exceptional, sharp, and immersive images with detail and clarity. 60Hz refresh rate with HDR technology, delivers unmatched contrast and accurate reproduction, perfect for gamers, photographers, content creators, multitaskers. Featuring 100% Adobe RGB, up to 400 nits peak brightness, 1501 high contrast ratio, 16.7 colors displays, this 4K USB-C laptop monitor offers vivid colors to deliver cinematic quality visuals. Compare with sRGB, 100% Adobe RGB has a wider color space, it can restore the authenticity of the image and video to a greater extent and record more lifelike color details, enhancing your watching experience. Rich connectivity includes dual USB-C 3.1 full function port, mini HDMI port, and a 3.5mm headphone interface, widely compatible with most laptops, PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox, Switch, Mac, etc. The USB Type-C port enables you to power up, transmit video with just one cable connection, bringing you an enjoyable clutter-free work environment. Note: the 4K portable monitor needs to be powered when connected to the phone. The 15.6 4K portable computer monitor is incredibly slim, with only 0.3 inches ultra-slim premium profile, weighs only 1.7 pounds, which is incredibly compact and portable design, fits easily into a backpack or suitcase whenever you go, making your monitor ideal for work, play, or study. Multifunctional portable monitor has landscape and portrait mode and multi-scene modes like text, movie, game mode, good for browsing, editing, playing or watching. Also, you can set the 4K laptop monitor screen to duplicate extend per second screen mode to meet your different needs. Whether you watch movies or play various gaming consoles, the 4K HDMI portable monitor brings you an extraordinary experience. Number 4 on the list is MSI Optix MAG 274QRFQD 27. Gaming monitors in the 1440p medium refresh rate category, around the 144Hz to 180Hz range, is a category filled with a ton of good options at a wide range of price points. It's also the category that many PC gamers default to. Pricing tends to be reasonable, bang for buck factor is high, and the combination of resolution and refresh rate is great for modern gaming. In the past we've recommended up to 3 options in this category, but when researching the market in 2022, we think there's one standout option that represents the best that 1440p 144Hz monitors offer. The MSI MAG 274QRFQD continues to offer excellent performance in its class, topping charts or coming near to it. It's also great value at $400. To get this level of performance you don't need to spend hundreds of dollars more than is necessary. This MSI gaming monitor is a 27-inch 1440p display with a maximum 165Hz refresh rate, using IPS technology enhanced with quantum dots, hence the QD in the name. It has a nice flat display and good build quality, in addition to an excellent panel that delivers great gaming performance. We don't think VI or Tennessee options in this tier are worth considering, given how good these IPS monitors are at delivering a balanced experience. Out of the 25 monitors in the 1440p medium refresh range we've tested using our latest methodology, the MAG 274QRFQD is among the best in response across the entire refresh rate range. Average performance is fast, around 6 milliseconds, but crucially overshoot is kept to a minimum. This gives us enough speed to manage the 165Hz refresh rate without introducing artifacts when gaming at lower refresh rates, like at 60Hz. Something we always look for is this sort of single overdrive mode experience, which means you can choose one overdrive setting and use it for all gaming conditions. Competitors like the LG 27 GP850 might be similar in raw speed, but often have worse overshoot at lower refresh rates. We're also getting low input lag and a usable backlight strobing mode without annoying defects like red fringing or considerable crosstalk. Gaming in motion looks great. The MAG 274QRFQD also separates itself from the pack by offering speed without compromising on color quality. The IPS panel used has a very wide gamut, among the widest available today, covering almost all of the DCI-P3 and Adobe RGB color spaces. This gives the display excellent versatility for gaming, content creation and content consumption, especially if you need Adobe RGB coverage, which a lot of gaming monitors don't offer. The latest firmware introduces an sRGB mode too, so you don't have to worry about oversaturation for everyday SDR content. Number 3 on the list is Gigabyte M27QX. The Gigabyte M27QX is an excellent gaming monitor with a fast refresh rate and superb motion handling. It has fantastic low input lag, resulting in a responsive gaming experience, and it supports FreeSync premium variable refresh rates, which helps reduce tearing. It works well with both the PS5 and Xbox Series SX, with great motion handling, even in games that are limited to 60 FPS. The Gigabyte M27QX is a bit better than the Gigabyte M27Q. The QX has a higher native refresh rate, resulting in a faster response time and clearer motion in general. The QX also has a more standard RGB subpixel layout, resulting in clearer text. The Gigabyte M27QX has a simple design and looks nearly identical to the Gigabyte M27Q. It has thin borders on 3 sides, with a slightly thicker bottom bezel and a flat V-shaped stand. There's a noticeable dead zone between the side and top bezels and the first pixels, which is a bit distracting in a multi-monitor setup. The Gigabyte M27QX has good build quality. It's pretty similar to other Gigabyte monitors, and even though it's entirely made of plastic, it feels sturdy. The glossy section at the top of the back panel is terrible for fingerprints, and the stand feels a little cheap. Overall, it's not very premium, but there are no significant issues. There are a few quality control issues with our unit, including 2 dead pixels and a streak that's noticeable in near black content. These likely aren't widespread issues, but they could indicate quality control issues. The Gigabyte M27QX has decent peak brightness in HDR. It far exceeds the minimum requirements for its DISP-LAY HDR 400 certification, which doesn't deliver a very impactful HDR experience overall, but it looks good in some games. The monitor tracks the peak UEOTF well, and most scenes display at the correct brightness. There's also a smooth roll-off near the monitor's peak brightness, which is better than most HDR monitors. These measurements are with the default picture settings with HDR enabled, as there are no other picture modes in HDR with this display. The Gigabyte M27QX has exceptional accuracy out of the box with the sRGB emulation mode. The white balance and most colors are incredibly accurate, and the color temperature is very close to the 6500 K target. Gamma is a bit lower than the sRGB curve, and most scenes are a bit brighter than they should be. The sRGB mode effectively limits colors to the sRGB color space, so they don't appear oversaturated and unnatural, but this mode also locks down pretty much all picture quality settings, including the pixel overdrive mode. If you want to adjust the image to your liking, the custom 1 mode is the most accurate, but colors aren't clamped to sRGB, and they're horribly oversaturated. Number 2 on the list is Asus ROG Swift PG279QM. The Asus ROG Swift PG279QM is a high-end gaming monitor and the true successor to the extremely popular but dated Asus ROG Swift PG279Q and the revised version, the Asus ROG Swift PG279QZ. It's designed mainly for gaming, with an extremely fast refresh that delivers incredibly clear motion and low input lag. It has native support for NVIDIA's G-Sync variable refresh rate technology, and it's one of the only 240Hz monitors on the market that supports NVIDIA's reflex latency analyzer technology. It's a very versatile monitor, with one of the widest color gamuts we've ever seen on a monitor, and it has superb gradient handling. It also has a wider selection of inputs than most similar displays on the market, including 3 HDMI 2.0 ports. Sadly, those inputs are limited to HDMI 2.0 bandwidth, and the stand is a bit less versatile than most Asus gaming monitors, with a much shorter height adjustment. The Asus ROG Swift PG279QM is an impressive monitor overall. It has low input lag, a fast response time, and both G-Sync and FreeSync support for gaming. The large screen is great for multitasking, and it has wide viewing angles that make it easy to share the screen. It has an incredible color gamut and excellent accuracy out of the box, so it's an impressive monitor for media creators. Finally, it supports HDR, but due to its low contrast ratio and low peak brightness in HDR, this doesn't add much. The Samsung Odyssey G7 LC32G75T and the Asus ROG Swift PG279QM use different panel technologies, each with strengths and weaknesses. The Samsung uses a VI panel and is better suited for gaming in a dark room. The Samsung also has a few extra features, including an optional backlight strobing feature, commonly known as black frame insertion, and it supports picture-in-picture and picture-by-picture. The Asus, on the other hand, has much better viewing angles, and it natively supports NVIDIA G-Sync technology. The Asus ROG Swift PG279QM has a very gamer-oriented design. The stand is very different from the original Asus ROG Swift PG279Q, but it's solid and supports the monitor well. It has very thin bezels on three sides, with a ROG logo on the bottom bezel. The gamer aesthetic continues on the back, with lines etched in the back panel, and a large ROG logo that doubles as RGB bias lighting. The Asus ROG Swift PG279QM has very good ergonomics. It has a great tilt range, and it can swivel from side to side, so you can turn it to share the screen with someone else. Sadly, the height adjustment is a bit short, which is a bit disappointing, but it's still okay. The back of the monitor has a gamer design to it, with a futuristic pattern etched across half of the back panel. There's a large ROG logo that doubles as an RGB light. There's a cutout in the stand, claw soup, for cable management, and there's an included cover that hides the inputs. Number 1 on the list is Dell Alienware AW3423DW. The Dell Alienware AW3423DW is the first QD OLED monitor. QD OLED is a new technology that aims to combine the strengths of OLED and quantum dot displays to produce perfect black levels with a wider range of colors that get brighter compared to standard OLED displays. It's the same technology that the Samsung S95B OLED TV uses. It's an ultra-wide gaming monitor with native G-Sync variable refresh rate, VRR, support, and FreeSync also works. Although OLEDs risk permanent burn-in when exposed to the same static elements over time, the monitor has a few settings to reduce the issue, and Dell also offers a 3-year replacement warranty against burn-in. Dell AW3423DW is excellent for gaming. It has a high 175Hz refresh rate with native G-Sync support, and FreeSync also works. Motion looks smooth thanks to the near-instantaneous response time, and it has low input lag with high frame rate signals, but it increases a bit with lower frame rate signals. It's also fantastic for darkroom gaming because it has a near-infinite contrast ratio that makes blacks look deep and inky in dark rooms, but the black levels are raised in bright rooms, worsening the contrast. The Dell Alienware AW3423DW is better all around than the Samsung Odyssey G9. The Dell delivers better picture quality because it uses a QD OLED panel with deeper blacks, so if you want something for darkroom gaming, you can't go wrong with it. The Samsung is a better choice if you want to play high frame rate games because it has a higher refresh rate, and the larger screen offers a more immersive experience. Dell Alienware AW3423DW and the Samsung Odyssey Neo G7S32B G75 are both excellent gaming monitors with different features. If you want something for ultra-wide gaming, the Dell has an ultra-wide screen, while the Samsung is the better choice for higher resolution gaming, as it has a higher 4K resolution. They also use different technologies to improve the picture quality, as the Dell has a QD OLED panel with perfect blacks, which is great for darkroom gaming, while the Samsung gets brighter in SDR if you want to use it in a bright room. Dell AW3423DW has excellent build quality. It's well built, and the plastic body feels solid. The stand is heavy and keeps the screen stable, even when you adjust it. Although there's a bit of flex along the top bezel and near the inputs in the back, neither are of major concern. However, the main downside is that the cooling fan is loud enough that you can hear it in a quiet environment, but if you have music playing or your headphones on while gaming, you won't hear it. If it bothers you, you sadly can't turn the fan off. Dell AW3423DW has decent ergonomics. It offers all the ergonomic adjustments you would expect from an ultra-wide monitor, so it's easy to adjust. There's also a quick release button if you want to remove the display and mount it, and it comes with a bracket to make it easy to attach a wall mount. Luckily, you can route your cables through the stand for cable management.